You've been in there forever.
I'm trying. This cheap stuff is too thin.
I told you not to get the other toilet paper. Here's the new Charmin Ultra Strong.
My bottom's been saved.
With its diamond weave texture, new Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better with fewer sheets and less effort.
What's everybody waiting for? This?
Okay, hon. We know you're clean.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
It was really good fun.
Tomorrow on ET, Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, we're at the red carpet premiere for Babylon.
Plus, Drew Barrymore drops dating news only on ET.
The switch is on.
Let me just say she's had multiple dates with the same person.
Happening now.
Trouble in the DA's office. Several lead prosecutors have resigned. Now judges are concerned that cases won't be able to move forward.
Temperatures will soon be falling off even more, and then we actually have a strong cold front to talk about next week, along with our next chance of rain. We'll see you in a bit.
During the holiday season, there's no shortage of sweets, but you may want to think twice before reaching for a type of chocolate bar. The dark secret found in dark chocolate. The News at 5 starts right now. It's looking like a mass exodus inside the Bexar County District Attorney's Office. A source with knowledge about this situation tells us right now there are 21 attorney positions open.
A source also telling us at least 16 people have turned in their resignations and more could be on the way.
All of this happening as DA Joe Gonzalez is about to begin his second term. And what's more, a number of high-profile cases are coming up in the new year. So a staffing shortage this significant could be a problem for some.
Erica Hernandez spoke to two judges who are worried about what could happen in 2023.
The 226th District Court is ready for the new year.
I can tell you just the first week of January alone, I have 4 murders that are ready to go to trial.
But whether if they will actually go to trial is in question, as this court hasn't had a lead prosecutor for about a month now. In fact, several of the courts don't have a lead prosecutor assigned to them. In the past month, 16 people have resigned from the district attorney's office, including lead prosecutor Mario de Prado, who was expected to try the high-profile Andre McDonald case next month.
These jury trials are set months in advance, and so only certain prosecutors know what's going on in every particular case. Without that prosecutor being available, cases have to be reset.
So what is going on in the DA's office? In the past, Joe Gonzalez has told us that issues with keeping staff were due to a pay issue and not being able to compete with other counties as far as salary. But is something else going on?
The issue is not simply a matter of funding. There's more to it than that.
I don't have a good sense of what's happening. I just know that I asked to get a replacement. The DA's office has been responsive and they assure me they are trying, but I don't have a good grasp of what actually goes on up there.
In the meantime, according to Judge Rangel, the backlog caused by COVID was expected to be resolved by March of 2023, but that probably won't happen. Now the concern, what will happen to defendants waiting to go on trial? Possibilities include lower bonds being set for those not given a speedy trial or cases even being dismissed.
The court system, right, the judges within the court system are trying very hard to make sure that we push the cases, but obviously if we push too hard, you're going to get results that the community may not be satisfied with.
Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
District Attorney Joe Gonzalez did release a statement just about 30 minutes ago saying, in part, for some time now, I have been publicly speaking about problems in our office with pay and workload. In an effort to streamline our administration and increase efficiency in our office, I have decided to eliminate both the chief of litigation and chief of major crimes positions and plan to restructure those into deputy chief positions, end quote. You can read Gonzalez's entire statement. It's on our website at KSAT.com.
2 questions with no answers from Uvalde community members before a committee hearing in Congress this morning. Why did the Robb Elementary shooting happen? And what have you done about it? The bipartisan Judiciary Committee members listened to heartfelt pleas from the city's only pediatrician, lawmakers, and family members from Uvalde. Each one asked, where are the restrictions on automatic weapons that they hope will prevent the next massacre? Theories on what prompted the Robb Elementary gunman, the root of violence, and the age limit legislation. But with no solid answers, witnesses like the sister of Tess Mata, who was killed in May, express frustration by the inaction.
children in America are dying, and you're arguing over the fact of, well, if we take away this gun, we're taking away our Second Amendment laws. That's not the issue. The issue is your people are dying, you are the leaders, and you aren't doing anything about it.
Senator Roland Gutierrez questioned the lawmakers as to why they have not raised the age limit to purchase automatic weapons, despite 75% of Republicans saying they think Congress should. At 6, more testimony, including why some feel that mass shooters are triggered when one person is not present in the home.
Guilty on all charges. The jury taking only about 2.5 hours to reach that decision for a man on trial for killing a police dog. Matthew Morales was on trial for killing the Bexar County Sheriff's canine known as Chucky. Deliberations began around noon. By mid-afternoon, the jury had found him guilty on all 10 charges, including evading arrest, interfering with a police service animal, and 8 counts of aggravated assault of a public servant. He faces up to 25 years to life in prison. His sentencing is set for February.
A woman is dead tonight after getting hit by a truck on the interstate. It happened around 5 this morning on I-35 near Division Avenue. Police say the woman had a minor crash with a semi near the exit ramp. As the driver of the 18-wheeler and the woman exchanged information, she was then hit by another truck, killing her. Officers add no one else was hurt. The driver of the truck told officers he was sober and simply did not see her in the dark. The woman's identity has not been released.
3 armored car robbers still on the street after shooting at a Brinks driver this morning. Right now, SAPD looking for 3 people who assaulted the man here at around 8 in the morning at a Chase Bank in the northeast side of town by FM 78. The Brinks armored car was held at gunpoint. At some point, some shots were fired, rather. No one was hit. Police say the robbers got away in a black sedan. They have not yet been caught. The Brinks driver was injured in that confrontation and taken to the hospital. We're being told that they will be okay.
The Department of Homeland Security has released an updated plan for next week's scheduled ending of Title 42. The measure allows federal immigration officials to swiftly return migrants to their home countries using pandemic concerns. The plan includes the hiring of nearly 1,000 Border Patrol processing coordinators, adding 2,500 contractors and personnel from government agencies. The plan also includes increasing processing efficiency, imposing consequences for unlawful entry, bolstering nonprofit capacity, targeting smugglers, and working with international partners.
Making headlines today, 3 men convicted of plotting to kidnap the governor of Michigan have been sentenced. The men were found guilty of providing material support for a terrorist act. Joe Morrison will serve 10 years in prison. His father-in-law, Pete Musico, sentenced to 12 years, and Paul Beller ordered to 7 years behind bars. Officials say that this murder plot was largely fueled by Michigan's COVID-19 restrictions 2 years ago.
If I could, Your Honor, I'd take it all back.
If I had known about the plot actually being a serious thing, I wouldn't have been.
Musico and Morrison were also convicted of gun crimes and for being members of a gang. The judge ordered them to serve consecutive terms for all 3 convictions, which will extend their minimum prison sentences.
The White House announcing a new COVID-19 prevention plan as cases are going up this winter. It includes sending 4 more COVID tests to each household who requests them, opening up mobile vaccination sites, and beefing up critical supplies like masks, gloves, and hospital gowns. It also plans to increase support for vulnerable populations such as nursing homes. Nearly 459,000 cases were reported last week, including nearly 3,000 deaths.
Quick look outside with your traffic authority, and you can see it's a gorgeous day out there and not a lot of traffic out there at US 90 and Meadows Creek. Yesterday it was a lot more crowded. I think some people got off a little bit early to do a little Christmas shopping, Adam.
And I noticed the line at the car wash pretty long earlier today as well, as it's good weather to be doing that, of course. Earlier this morning, 36 our low temperature here in San Antonio. Parts of northern Bexar County actually hit freezing, and especially into the hill country. 65 our high, and that's exactly average. Right now, Eagle Pass at 70. We're 69 right now in Floresville. Panna Maria 71, but for the most part 60s, from 61 in Mico to Lavernia around 66 degrees. Clear, cool, that crisp feel out there this evening. By 10 o'clock, we're in the upper 40s. Not quite as cold tomorrow morning, but you'll still feel a chill in the air. But our afternoons, Those temperatures are on the downswing. We'll talk about that and our next glimmer of hope for rain in just a bit.
Adam, you mentioned the car wash, and if you're working at the car wash, you might be saving up to buy some sweets. But if you have a sweet tooth, you may want to listen up. Dark chocolate may be considered a healthy indulgence, but testing by Consumer Reports found a dark side to it. As 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz explains, some dark chocolate bars contain worrisome levels of heavy metals.
Chocolate, a mood lifter, energy booster, and yummy treat. And with dark chocolate, you get antioxidants. But that may not be all you're getting.
Our tests found concerning levels of cadmium or lead, two toxic heavy metals, in most of the dark chocolate bars we tested.
Consumer Reports tested 28 dark chocolate bars. The results?
For 23 of the bars, eating just an ounce a day would put an adult over a level that CR's experts and public health authorities say may be harmful.
Consistent long-term exposure to even small amounts of heavy metals can lead to a variety of health problems, including kidney damage, hypertension, and reproductive issues. It's even riskier for kids.
In young children, the metals can cause developmental problems, affect brain development, and lead to lower IQ.
In response, several of the manufacturers whose chocolate had higher levels of heavy metals said heavy metals occur naturally in soil, and they take steps to try to reduce it. So what can a chocolate lover do? The tests found that cadmium levels tend to increase with the higher cacao percentages. So if you're craving dark chocolate, Consumer Reports says go for a 55% instead of an 85% bar. And if you eat dark chocolate every day, you may want to cut back to just a couple of ounces a week.
And don't think organic dark chocolate is any better. Their test showed that the heavy metal levels in dark chocolate were just as concerning. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And a quick reminder, our Share That campaign shoes ends tomorrow. You can donate a new pair of shoes or socks to a child in need. All donations can be dropped off at any of the locations on your screen. They then go to Zapatos, which works with schools to help kids get the shoes they need.
And time's running out as well to donate to the Salvation Army's Parade of Kettles campaign. The money raised is going to be given back to those in need. Every donation helps, no matter how big or how small. And all you have to do is scan the code on your screen to donate, or you can head over to KSAT.com.
Still ahead on the news at 5, multiple people are dead after a massive storm system hit parts of Louisiana. Hear from people who lost their homes and find out where the storms are heading after the break.
I'm Myra Arthur, and here's what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. San Antonio's Migrant Resource Center has served nearly 92,000 asylum seekers on their way up from the border and through the Alamo City. But with the end of Title 42 looming, we're looking at how the city is preparing for those numbers to get even higher. Plus, it's been almost 1 week since 4 people were killed after an underground home exploded on the southeast side. We found out the owner of that property was denied a permit 4 years ago. We'll tell you why. And researchers are saying that people who have lost their sense of smell due to COVID may be facing a bigger health issue. We'll explain that. Those stories and a lot more coming your way today on the news at 6.
Thanks, Myra. Now to the massive storm system barreling to the northeast after battering parts of the south and Midwest.
Millions bracing for snow and heavy rain and high winds. Others, though, are picking up the pieces that were left behind yesterday. As ABC's Rena Roy reports, more than 50 tornadoes had been reported from Texas to Florida since Tuesday morning.
The big cleanup has begun across the South. At least 54 tornadoes reported since Tuesday morning from Texas to Florida.
Terrible. I mean, nothing. I have nothing.
In Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, Patricia Benvenuti coming back to what's left of her home.
And I told my boys, hurry up, let's get in the bathtub. And we barely made it, but we did.
Destruction is widespread. An entire line of homes damaged in Farmerville.
And all we could do was just pray. It was very devastating. And every room where we live, windows are broken.
At least 3 people reported dead in Louisiana, including 56-year-old Allison Alexander, and thousands left without power.
Tornado touched down yesterday evening in Algiers and moved very quickly through Orleans Parish. Entergy immediately started working to restore power to those impacted.
In Mississippi, this mobile home community wiped out. The same massive storm system bringing feet of snow to some parts of the Great Plains and Midwest. In Duluth, Minnesota, people digging out and plows trying to clear the streets. In Utah, new images show the
snow and high winds from Virginia to New England. Some areas expecting up to ½ inch of ice, though cities like Boston and New York will mainly just see rain. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Meantime, here in San Antonio, we've got the sun back again.
But things are getting a little bit cooler, luckily.
Oh, yeah.
After feeling a little warm in December, but I mean, we are here in South Texas. What more we can expect? Adam, what can you tell us?
Well, temperatures are going to drop a little bit more, but mainly for the afternoon highs. The mornings aren't really going to get a lot colder until maybe the end of next week and into the Christmas weekend. So let's take a look at what you can expect for the next several afternoons. Tomorrow, about 64, the high temperature, similar to today. Then we get into the weekend, lower 50s. 52 the high both Saturday and Sunday, and into next week, temperatures rebound a little bit, but only in the mid to upper 50s. That's all we're looking at. So cooler afternoons are on the way. Right now we're looking at 60s across most of our area. Los Maples 61, Bulverde, Canyon Lake at 64, Stinson Airport on the south side right now at 67. Here's the big picture, and you look across the nation, and yes, colder air to the north, but it's not that bitterly cold Arctic air. We think that's going to hold off until the end of next week and into the Christmas weekend. I mean, we've got some 20s in Nebraska and teens into North Dakota, but that's not the bitterly cold air for them this time of year. I want to show you the temperature trend, and I've got the winds on here because the temperatures directly correlated to the upper level wind flow. Notice how we get into about Thursday of next week. You get those bright pink and almost white colors moving in, and that indicates the coldest air so far this season. But bottom line is we're in a very trophy pattern where we get these big dips in the upper level flow that'll keep pulling that cooler air southward and just reinforce these cool temperatures and below average temperatures likely. Here's the latest outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, and you look at the eastern 2/3 of the nation in this dark blue, indicating very high probability of below average temperatures basically next week through Christmas. So below average around the Christmas holiday. And then the West Coast, though, a little different, actually above average, but below average even here in Texas. Average for Christmas Day is typically right around 60 degrees, the high is 63, and the average low is 41. I do think we could be about 20 degrees below average for the high, and we could even have lows in the 20s as we get closer to Christmas. There is, I think, that possibility out there. Let's talk about the overall pattern that we're dealing with. Right now, the shower activity with the cold front, especially down in Florida today. A little bit of severe weather there, but stretching all the way up mid-Atlantic, and it's still a wide ranging and a big, broad upper level low pressure system. Turning on the upper level winds, you see this big circulation, huge counterclockwise circulation across the nation. That's this slow moving upper level low that dipped our temperatures from the 70s to near 80, back down into the 60s for afternoon highs, and then they'll drop a little bit more, as I showed you in the days ahead. This is slowly going to move out, and behind it, actually, we're watching a little ripple in the upper level flow that's over the Pacific that's going to throw some energy our way, and that energy could cause a few sprinkles. Basically Friday night into early Saturday, only about a 10 to 20% chance, basically negligible. Monday, a better chance of rain. We've got that at 40%, and I think even higher odds as you get east of San Antonio, closer to the Gulf Coast. If you're lucky, maybe a third of an inch here and there on Monday. As for your KSAT 12-hour forecast, low 40s in the morning, 43 degrees at 7 a.m. By noon, we're at 58 degrees, increasing clouds throughout the day, becoming gray by the afternoon, 64 the high temperature in town. Comfort, a high is 62. Pleasanton, as warm as 68 degrees. Again, those rain chances pretty slim until we get to Monday, scattered. Then the stronger cold front likely to arrive at some point on Thursday, and I think we could see our first freeze by next Friday morning.
Thank you, Adam.
Appreciate that. Now, Greg, the Spurs, or should I say Los Spurs, took on another loss.
Well, yeah, but in the process, they're learning and they're growing in the process. And at the same time, now they're going to take their talents south of the border to Mexico City. Remember those 4 games they wanted, 4 home games they wanted to play away from the AT&T Center? Well, this is one of them on Saturday after seeing their win streak broken last night. And what does Jeff Traylor think about being a finalist for the College Football Coach of the Year award? Find out from Orlando coming up. Our San Antonio Spurs saw their win streak end last night at the hands of the Portland Trailblazers. As a result, dropped to dead last in the Western Conference standings. Had to give the Spurs a lot of credit after being down by 19 points. They fought their way back in the third quarter with back-to-back 3-pointers by Keldon Johnson and then Devin Vassell combined for 38 points and cut the Blazers' lead to 7. But Damian Lillard is having a heck of a comeback after missing 2 weeks last month with a strained leg muscle. He scored 37 points against the Spurs, including 7 out of 14 from three-point range, and the 128-112 victory. Now it's off to Mexico for one of their 2 home games south of the border.
I'm excited just to get down there, be around the Mexican culture, watch our G League team play. You know, Blake will be down there, so that'll be fun to experience. And I know we got some art museums lined up, so overall, I'm excited for it.
All right, so more than just a business trip. All right, tip time will be on Saturday at 4 p.m. The countdown begins with the UTSA runners as they are in the final hours of preparation for their appearance in the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl in Orlando against the Troy Trojans. As they do, their head coach, Jeff Traylor, has made the short list of the Paul Bear Bryant Award as a College Coach of the Year. He's one of 6 finalists. That also includes Sonny Dykes of TCU and Michigan's Jim Harbaugh.
Whenever your name is anywhere near Paul Bear Bryant or Eddie Robinson, that's pretty cool. I still see myself as a high school football coach from Gilmer. And to even be mentioned in the same breath with those people, that's just crazy. And again, it just shows you what a miracle ride we're all on right now.
Kickoff in Orlando tomorrow between UTSA and Troy will be at 2 p.m. San Antonio time, broadcast nationally by ESPN. Here come the Pope Pirates taking the field at AT&T Stadium for the program's first state title game appearance since 1968, taking on Gunner for the Class 3A Division II championship. We're in the second quarter. Tigers are already up 7-0, adding to that lead. Ashton Bennett takes a handoff, races right through the defense for the 11-yard touchdown. His second of the game makes it 14-0. Pirates trying to answer back later in the quarter. Quarterback Zane Roby goes deep, but his pass is intercepted by Colin Peacock at the 9-yard line. Gunner takes over and cap a 12-play, 91-yard drive with a 7-yard touchdown run from Ethan Sloan. Gunner leads at that time 21-0 at halftime. Now we're in the fourth quarter, and Gunner has added to that lead by a score of 35-0. Don't forget, we still have 2 other area teams in the state championship games. That's Wimberley and both Bernie, and they play tomorrow in Jerry World. So good luck to them.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thanks for that, Greg.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
All right, not as cold tomorrow morning, but you'll feel a chill in the air. Low 40s around San Antonio and Bexar County. You get a little farther to the north, we dip down into the mid-30s. Bandera, Bernie, Bulverde, 36 in the morning. By the afternoon, we'll be in the mid-60s with increasing clouds, so turning gray later in the day. Best chance of rain, though, comes on Monday. Some scattered activity, light in nature, though, and much cooler, highs in the 50s.
Thanks, Adam, and thank you for watching the News at 5.
We'll see you at 6.